Folks, to the Bowling Fools Garage. We're doing a live stream tonight. All right, so I did it again. I apologize. This is like the sixth dang time that it's messed up. And what I did before is I put join the live stream or join the live stream with your viewers. And then when I clicked on that, when I hit that option, it says vertical mode only. So I didn't choose that option. And now when I went horizontal, every time I went horizontal, it said flip it back to vertical. So if anybody out there knows how to fix that, I have no idea what the hell's going on. So apologize. Ugh, it's frustrating. I'm older, so it'll take a little bit longer to learn stuff. All right. So we got an exciting day today. So we've got some goodies here. Let's see if my mic's working correctly this time. All right, let's check the volume here.
Let's see if my mic's working correctly.
Yep, mic's working good. All right. What up? What up, Steve? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. So what like I said, I'm just kind of testing out different times. So this week is another busy week for me. I'm not going to be available in the evening time most of this week, so I thought I'd do it on a Monday, and we'll do a little bit earlier. I did originally plan for 4 p.m., and I was running behind, so I had to push it back to 5. So sorry if anybody was waiting at 4. I'm trying to do different times to see which works for everybody. I think the 6 o'clock kind of ran a little bit too late for me, but yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. I got some goodies that came in the mail today. Jenna Miss Fulio, thank you. She'll be coming out here shortly. She got home a little while ago. She'll come out here and help me with the stream, and I will give her a mic this time, whether she likes it or not. All right, let's see what we got here. So a couple things to talk about. Hope you guys had a good weekend, by the way. And the 4 of us did a tournament this weekend. Yesterday, out in Delta Bowl out in Antioch. So it was a local single tournament. It's $50 entry fee. What is it? My 4th or 5th tournament. Broski. It was me, Broski, D'Lo, and Gramps. We all went there, and Broski scored a really good game. He actually came in 4th place out of, I think it was like 70-something people. So good job to Broski. I think his first game was a 247. But he didn't enter the scratch brackets. I think he would have taken home some money if he entered the scratch brackets, but he just did the regular brackets. But yeah, he came in 4th place. I think he got $205 or $210 from 4th place. Pretty darn good job, man. Excellent job, Broski. Also, props to Gramps. Gramps actually took home some money too as well. So pretty dang impressive. Gramps got 14th place, so he took home, I think it was $65. So good job, Gramps, if you're watching. Awesome. Super proud of you. He rolled the Rockstar pretty much all 4. It was a 4-game tournament. We stayed on the same lanes. I asked ahead of time if we were going to switch lanes, and they said they had a time crunch. They had to get us out of there by 2 p.m. So we stayed on the same lanes for all 4 games. I'm not even going to tell you my score. My score was absolutely horrible. I got almost dead last. Pretty pathetic. Yeah, Steve, if you were watching, you'd definitely be giving me crap. Let's see. D'Lo, I think D'Lo got 18th place or something like that. He did pretty well as well too. But yeah, props to Gramps. 14th place, first time cashing. He didn't do any brackets, so I told him he's got a really high handicap, and his average is pretty low. So we told him, hey, get in these brackets next time you do these tournaments. You'll come home with some money. Take home some money. It's, easy money. Let's see. Let's catch up. Let's see. Mystery boxes. Yes, these are mystery boxes that came in the mail. They are not bowling balls, but they are a lot more money than bowling balls. This one is a lot more money than a bowling ball. It's a couple bowling balls in this tiny little box. I got these today via U.S. Postal Service. Okay, so Jenna says 80-something people. Okay. And yeah, Steve, so you're saying you missed a few 7-pins? Did I miss 7 pins on that one? I can't remember. I missed a couple. I got a lot of splits. Yeah, I remember getting a lot of splits that I couldn't make, so that actually cost me. I rolled so Broski rolled the Origin, I believe, for most of the games, and then he switched over to the Primal Rage Evolution. Did pretty well with that. D-Lo rolled the, what was it? I think it was the Origin. Remind me. Origin. What's the new one, or the one that just went on sale? The Summit Ascent. He rolled that one. And then he rolled the Sub-Zero. And once again, Gramps rolled the Rockstar. Rockstar looks perfect for Gramps. I mean, that is probably his best ball yet. I'm super stoked for him to be rolling that. He's getting a lot more revs on his ball too, which is his ball is shaping really good going down lane. His form's improving, so really good job to Gramps. I rolled the Track Stealth Solid. It was just a house shot. It wasn't a sport pattern or anything like that. And then I brought my Special Effect. And then I brought the Identity and then the 16-pound High Road. I didn't really use the Identity much. I rolled the Identity couple. It was just a little bit too weak for the conditions. And then I did the High Road on the very last game. And the first 3 games, I was switching out between the Track Stealth Solid and the Special Effect. Yeah, Jenna was just shaking her head. Yep. I was rolling too fast. I go to these tournaments, I get the adrenaline going, and it's like, I don't know. I was trying to do my best to relax, but it didn't really work out that well. But I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be. Hey, what's up, Terry? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Rockstar or Attention Star for a dry house? Yeah. I think there was quite a bit of oil. I mean, if it was a house shot, but there was a little bit more oil than what I'm used to versus Napa. And yeah, Napa is definitely a lot more oil than Napa uses. So I actually sanded the ball. I think I sanded my track to 1500, my solid, and then my Special Effect, I think I also sanded to 1500 if I'm not mistaken. But once game 3 happened, I started getting in the groove. I started getting a little bit better. But yeah, no games over 200. Just pathetic. I'm going to just try to forget about that game. The number 1 guy that came in, he's a local guy. He got like 270. He's like a PBA bowler, and he got like a 279, I think it was, or 270s, 250s, 240. I think everything. It was all over 200, and he came in first. I think first place was probably. If you're watching Broski or D-Lo, let me know what the prize was. I think it might have been like $600 or something. It wasn't too much, but he bowled really well. Steve Suter, I just might give the new Rockstar away to a high schooler. Oh, right on, man. That's cool. Yeah, if you don't find any use to it, high schooler would love a Rockstar. Hell yeah. That's a really good ball. What's up, Too Tall? What's up, my brother? Let's see. Steve, Too Tall, what's good? Too Tall, hey, how you doing, Jenna? Right on, right on. Yeah, so we did the Delta tournament out there. That started at 10. We got done at like around 1:30 or so. I think it ended around 2. They had a junior league coming in at 2 p.m. And then we jumped over to Clayton Bowl, which was like 15 minutes away. That's the one I was telling you about that has a smoking room. It's over in Clayton, which is kind of just outside of Concord, California. And they have a smoking room inside. It's all old school. I mean, this alley has the Brunswick Gold Crown chairs, the bench chairs from way back in the 60s. And then they have a smoking room in the middle, which is pretty funny. So we were rolling there, and I'm like, oh my God, my ball is not hooking at all. Like, what the hell's going on? And we rolled. I rolled like 4 games. Broski and Gramps rolled 2 games, and they kind of bailed out of there. And as I'm putting my balls back in the bag, one of the lane guy comes over and he's like, "Hey, how'd you like that sports shot?" I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense because it was not reacting at all. I had to roll the ball super slow and it was barely reacting. I sanded my balls to like 1200 and it was still like barely doing anything. I'm like, God, there is no dry outside whatsoever. You get it to like, the 2 board, it does not come back whatsoever. And I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, what kind of pattern was it? He's like, I think it was a scorpion pattern. So, yeah. By the way, Broski scored a 235 in one of his games. He used I think he used a track theorem solid, and he did a 235 on the scorpion. So damn good job, Broski, for doing really good on a scorpion pattern. He didn't even know it was a scorpion pattern until he left, and we told him. But the lane guy was coming over. He's like, "Oh, I was gonna take all that off and put the fresh house shot on for you." I was like, "Yeah, I'm already done." So. No big deal, but yeah, we got to practice on Scorpion, kind of a washed out Scorpion sport pattern. So if you guys bowl on Scorpion, it is ridiculously hard. I mean, I probably should have brought 500 grit for my balls to make them work. Jim, hey, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. What's in the package? Just asking for a friend. So, we have... I'll go ahead and open these up right now, kind of show you guys. Because I know you guys love packages and we don't know what's in them. By the way, I think on the 18th when the new hammer balls come out, I'm going to get another mystery ball because my birthday was just last month. In Bowling World, they give free 500 points for your birthday. So it's going to be like another $89 mystery ball or surprise ball. So I think I'll get one once they come out and see what we get. I'm kind of taking a chance because the last one I got a special effect. And I don't know if they're going to give me a good one, like not a really good one, maybe like a $130 ball, or I'm taking a chance they may give me a ball I already have. By the way, too, I'm going to do another. D-Lo, he's a 14-pounder bowler, and he's getting rid of his Ebonite crusher. I just got a video that's coming out tomorrow. If you watch my how-to drilling video, I drilled up the 16-pound Ebonite crusher just because I've got it for dirt. I got it for $70. Well, D-Lo has a 14-pound crusher that he doesn't like. I said, hey, why don't you give that to me? I'll plug it up, and then I'll do a video to see how I roll a 14. I've never rolled a 14-pound before. I went straight to 15 once I got back into bowling because that's what I was used to. But I want to see how 14-pound reacts and see if it does any better or worse or whatnot. So I'll kind of compare it to my 16-pound. All right, so this package right here, this is from Gebhardt. So this is just something for my shop. Not really super exciting, but these are Jopos, right? So I'm not trying to plug any specific business or whatnot, but I've got, if you guys are getting a lot of balls like I do and you're looking for a good deal on Jopos, these singular are $18 if you buy them by themselves. Couple websites, I think Bowling Index and also Gebhardt's and maybe Buddies and maybe the other ones too. I don't know, don't quote me, but I know for a fact Gebhardt's, when you buy more than 5, you get a discount. When you buy more than 10, you get a discount. So when you buy more than 10 or 10 or more, they come out to just over $9 a piece. So I got all these. I got 10 of them for 90. I think it was like $95. And every month they do a promo code. So if you go on Gebhardt's, they're in Pennsylvania. We don't pay sales tax whenever we order from them. And it's free shipping. So that's why I order a lot from them. They do a promo code every month. So if you don't know what the promo code is, just log in, make an account to Gebhardt's, log in, put something in your cart, and then just get out of it. And they'll send you an email. Hey, by the way, you left something in your cart. If you want to finish this purchase, we're offering a $5 off coupon. Here's the promo code. That's how you get the deals. So, by the way, I get these for cheaper than the PSO gets it from his supplier, right? So, like I said, when I bought these, I told the PSO, I'm like, yeah, by the way, I get these for $9, pretty much $9 or $10 a piece. He said, where the hell do you get those at? And I tell him, he's like, that's cheaper than my supplier. So, just a tip for everybody out there, Gebhard's Bowling out in Pennsylvania. They've been around forever, probably since the 70s. That's where you get your Jopos at. And I got 2 black, I got a white, 2 yellow, 2 oranges, a red, and a blue. So now I pretty much have 2 of every color. So yeah, I got plenty to go around. Okay, let's see. You start seeing that time to go with the Pearl ASIM. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Steve, ooh, that's a nice pattern. Oh, yeah, talking about the scorpion. Yeah. Oh, the scorpion pattern. Yeah, the scorpion pattern for a Pearl ASIM? I mean, yeah. That's a nice pattern. The bat kills me. There was a at Pinole, there's a Bolero and Pinole, they did a sport pattern. I think it was like every Tuesday or something like that. It was just a drop in, and the week prior, but it was only like 4 people that would bowl it. And the week prior, you voted which pattern you wanted to bowl on. Well, their lane machine was broken, so I don't think it really made a difference because it was just like spewing out oil everywhere. But yeah, a lot of the sport patterns were ridiculously hard because I don't have a lot of rev rate to begin with. I'm a speed dominant, so when I go on sport patterns, it's a nightmare. It's like I got to completely relearn how to bowl. So I kind of gave up on that because it was just so damn frustrating. It's like, yeah, I'm not a scratch bowler by any means. I need my handicap to help me out. Let's see. A nice pattern. Knew it. Couldn't resist. Too tall. Looks like Christmas back there. Yep. I only throw a 14 pound. Oh, okay. Steve only bowl a 14 pound. I'm kind of curious to see how a 14 pound will work for me. Will I get more revs with it? Will I go? I'm obviously going to go faster. I don't really want to go faster, but I'm curious to see if I'll get more revs with it. All right. So package number 2 is my expensive one. And this one came from Jayhawk Bowling Supply out in Lawrence, Kansas. Nice, pretty packaging here. This is the one I told you about on last week's stream. This is the one that I keep seeing used. Well, whenever I see used ones on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace or the Facebook bowling groups, they sell within 5 minutes because everybody wants one of these, right? Every pro shop has one of these. So yeah, a little bit pricey. I got this from Bowling Index. They have a coupon or promo code. If you spend a certain amount, I think I got, it was either 15 or 20% off this order, but I have to pay shipping and I have to pay tax. So that's the only bummer about Bowling Index. They are in California. The other places that sold these don't, or they do free shipping, but the price came out to a little bit more than if I bought it at Bowling Index. Okay, what do we have here, folks? All right, here we go. Bill Taylor Swivel, registered trademark. It's one of the reasons why this is pricey. So they got trademark and copyright, so you can't really copy this thing. If you have a 3D printer, you could probably do it, but I don't think you get away with reselling these things. Craig, what's up, Craig? Welcome to the stream. Have a question about drill presses. I see plenty of them for sale used, but a lot of them, how do you know if they're going to be able to even drill bowling balls? What do you have to look for? Wow, that's a great question, Craig. So, drill presses. What is your budget? That's the first thing you want to ask is, what's your budget? Do you want do you want to get a used one or you want to get a new one? I would personally be leery about getting a used one. I mean, unless, like I said, there was a lady about a month ago here in Napa that was selling a Win, the floor model Win. It was at Home Depot. It's a $750 drill press. She was selling it for $150, and the thing was like untouched. Those are the kind of deals you get when you're buying a used one. Most drill presses can drill a bowling ball. I don't think there's any drill presses out there that wouldn't be able to drill a bowling ball. The exception of the really small benchtop ones, I would shy away from the benchtop ones unless you have really good clearance, because you have to put on the XY table, right? So if you're buying a drill press, you're going to have to get the Vevor XY table, and that raises it up. I think it's an extra, it's actually probably about the same height as this. So you have to add 4 inches. So you have to make sure that whatever you're doing, you have clearance from the chuck, and then when you put the drill press in, and then the jig and the top of your bowling ball. So the thing is, with those small benchtop models, you don't have a lot of clearance with this, and then you'll have problems. It will be you won't have the distance. Like I said, there was one of the subscribers emailed me a few weeks back saying, "Hey, I bought this small benchtop drill press, and it didn't end up work because the table." It was too short. The distance was too short. He wanted to take that table off and then put the XY table on the base of the drill press. Well, you can't raise it up and down, so there's a problem with that. And then you won't have the distance, right? So you do need quite a bit of distance when you're drilling, because if you don't, you're not going to drill a big enough holes in there. But I think that guy that messaged me, he was using that drill press specifically to cut plugs, and that's fine, right? If you can't move this up and down, hey, the least you can do is cut plugs. You know, if you wanted a specific machine to cut plugs, you can do that. Craig, I mean, we can sit here and talk for an hour about drill presses and you know what to look for. There's a whole bunch to know. You know, I would, if my recommendation to anybody out there looking for a drill press, buy a floor model, period. I wouldn't even mess with the benchtop. Buy yourself a floor model. That way you're guaranteed you have enough space. You can move the table up and down to wherever you want it, right? So when I had the Delta drill press, I could raise it up and down, and I could have that plug cutter this high off the ball before I even brought that quill down, right? And that's what you want. You don't want a fixed station where you can't really adjust it up and down. Let's see. The Win is $750. There's another guy out here that drills. He has a Win. He likes it. Works pretty good for him. He's got no problems. The Delta is pretty good. Like I said, I usually got new because I got the warranty. That's one thing when you buy used. If you don't know what you're looking for, you could get a lemon. You could get a piece of crap, right? So go in there, like I said on the last stream, I think it was a couple streams ago, go in there with a runout gauge. If you're looking for a used one, go in there with a runout gauge. Check the runout on the chuck, right? If there's a lot of runout, run as far away as you can from that drill press, right? And like I said before, I think a lot of people sell drill presses, older ones, because they got run out, and run out equals vibration, right? So when you're getting a lot of vibration, that's a really hard thing to fix, or it could be very expensive. So if you get new, the chances of getting a lot of run out are very slim. You narrow your chances down because it's brand new from the factory, right? And your run out is not going to be that great. There may be a little bit of run out, but not like crazy where it's going to be vibrating like crazy, right? Let's see. I'll get back to your question, but that's a pretty in-depth question, and there's a lot to know about that. Hopefully I answered a little bit about that. Let's see, go back. Too tall, Craig, the main things are probably the clearance, height, and depth to fit a bowling ball. Yeah, fixture and XY table. Yeah, too tall, you read my mind. Thanks for clarifying that. What about vibration and things like that? Yeah, so like I said, run out gauge, on Amazon, 30 to 40 bucks. And if you didn't see that in the last video, this is what it looks like. This is a Neotech, and it just fits on your table. It's a magnetic base, and you put this up. If you Google like how to use it, or go on a YouTube channel how to use this, it's pretty basic. And you put this on the, like you would put it right here, right? And check your run out. Or you can put it where you put the drill bit in there and held this, and you'll see how many thousandths of a run out you have. And with these, like the Jacobs and the Lambrick chucks, their run out from the factory is guaranteed at 0.0016. So what is that? 10/16 of an inch. And it's guaranteed that from the factory. If you get more than that, you send it back, they'll give you a new one. And that's probably the most important thing to get with a drill press is this chuck right here. Do not spend 50 bucks on a chuck. It's gonna have insane run out. Like I said in the last stream, I bought a whole bunch from Amazon. They're all crap. You have to spend a minimum of, let's say 200 bucks and up, right? So Precision Matthews is I think it's $180. I would start there and then work your way up. Jacobs, Lambrick, Albrecht. I don't expect anybody to buy an Albrecht. They're like $700 made in Germany. And Albrecht, like I said, Albrecht is the very first one to make keyless chucks back in like the 1930s or something like that, probably even before that. So you're paying for the name. Jacobs too. Jacobs goes way back. I think Jacobs probably goes back to around the same time, 40s or 50s or something like that. They were made in America, now they're made in China. Yeah, and then your XY table, make sure it's secure. Make sure everything is secure with that. It's tight, because any kind of looseness with this, you're going to get vibration. But a lot of the vibration comes from up here. And if it's worn out up here, if your quill is worn out, so this is the quill right here. And if that's worn out, here's a quick thing to do too. If you're looking at a drill press, grab it here by the chuck and shake it, right? If it wobbles at all, run, okay? Don't even buy it. If you got any kind of wobble from shaking this, that's gonna mean that tells you right then and there that you have run out and you're gonna get vibration. So run as far as you can. Too tall, if you're going to use, if you're going used to make sure to check the run out bearing wear. Yep, drilling offset holes, put side load on the bearings, so you want good quality. Yeah, too tall. Yeah, for stability, the thicker the thicker the column, and the more it weighs, the better. Exactly. That's why the old ones are so good. If you can find one in good condition, I have 2 Walker Turners and they're awesome. Yeah, too tall. And Craig, the really old ones, we're talking like 1940s, 1950s, even like the 60s and 70s, and even into the 80s. I think it wasn't until like maybe the 90s when all those companies that were made in the United States started working their way out to China, and then the quality just went downhill as far as longevity for the machinery, right? Everybody tried to cut costs. So if you can find an old solid one, I don't know how hard it would be to find used parts for those old ones. Maybe too tall, if you can help me out, like those old ones, are they hard to find parts for? And I'm talking like the ones from 40s and 50s. The PSO in Napa has a drill press probably from the 1940s or 50s. I don't know the exact name of the brand, but it is old and it's still working. That thing has probably seen 100,000 bowling balls. You know, maybe not that much, but a lot, right? If it's been used since 1940. It's clunky, it's loud, right? But it works, and it stood the test of time, which says something. All right, so let's check this thing out. Hopefully I answered some of your question, Craig. All right, so this is the swivel. Yeah, this thing looks freaking used. What the hell? Give me a used one. Man, what the hell is this? It's got a bunch of stuff on it. Weird. Okay. Anyway, this is the Bill Taylor ball fitter swivel. They make 2 of them. And okay, so this one, there's a basic one that doesn't have the thumb. So this thing's supposed to measure your oval. All right? I don't exactly know how it works. I'll have to read. Oh, here it is. I'll have to read the manual here. But this is how you size your finger here for your span, right? Yeah. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this manual. I'm not going to do it right now, but there's we got a new bowler on our league. So he's a family member and he's just started bowling and he doesn't have a bowling ball. So he's using a house ball. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give him one of my used balls, probably my Exponent Pearl. And I wanted to do the span form, all that stuff. I wanted to do it from scratch. So I'm going to be learning this as we go. And also, too, I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, it's not used. I think it was just how the plastic was made. It just looks like it. Ridiculously expensive for this. Freaking highway robbery here. So also, I want to get thumb sizes and finger sizes. So I'm going to kind of like Nick said, buy the drill bits bit by bit instead of, in the whole package, because I don't really know what drill bits I need. I don't need any of the different size fingers, but I will need the different sizes for everybody's thumb. So this will tell me what drill bit size I'll need. Maybe I'll have the drill bit size, whatever his size is. So, and I've never drilled out a thumb hole because we do Jopos and we got our inners drilled out by our PSO. And so that's one thing that this is one thing I'm going to learn as we go. You're going to learn this with me, and I'll do videos on this too, is how to drill out a thumb hole, right? And I'll do practice on, I've got some slugs. Nobody that we bowl with uses slugs. We're all Jopo. But I want to size, I'll maybe give a Jopo to the new guy on our team. So I'll make a Jopo for him just in case he wants to get more balls. But I'm going to size his out and see about making a thumb hole, custom thumb hole. So it should be pretty cool. By the way, I got another thing coming out next week. I got a DRO for this bad boy. So on eBay, it's $170, killer deal. On Amazon, the same exact thing was like $250. So I went on eBay, and it's a 2-axis DRO. So we're going to install that on here. I should get that at the end of this week. I think the 19th or 20th. What's today, 15th? Yeah, I think it was like later this week, supposed to arrive. So I'm pretty stoked on that. So I'll be able to do ovals, and that's one thing that you guys are going to learn that with me too. I'm going to learn how to drill ovals, and I'm going to learn as I go. So I'm going to do as much research as I can, and I'll probably botch it up. But hey, that's what this is all about, learning new stuff. So pretty cool, pretty excited about that. All right, let's see. Yeah. Pretty simple. I mean, this is a pretty simple design. I should probably have somebody 3D print this. Very, very interesting here. Okay, cool deal. Yeah, okay, it even tells you how to drill oval holes. Cool. Very cool, very cool. Ugh. I got the one that does the oval just because I probably didn't need it. It's like $80 more than the regular version. But also, what the hell? If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get the good one, right? All right, so we've got 2 balls. Oh yeah, let's see. What else? What else? Oh, another thing too is I sold the very last version 2.0 jig this morning. I shipped it out this morning. And so the new version 3.0 jig hopefully should be done this week. I'm expecting a call from my machinist saying they're all ready. He's going to be working on them himself, so I'm very excited about that. It's just a minor tweak to the top plate. I just have it curved just a little bit on the top plate right here, just to make it a little bit easier to take off. This is still easy to take off, but I just did it, just a minor tweak. It's not much difference. The price is going to be the same. He says the price is the same. So, because I was thinking the more that he machined that, the price would go up. My machinist was 133 or 135 bucks an hour. So he's not exactly super cheap, but he does a very damn good job at what he does. And I ordered 20 of them. So I bit the bullet and said, let's make 20 of them. It's going to cost me a little bit more money a lot more money up front, but I'll have 20 of them. If anybody wants one, let me know. Once I get them, I'm going to start boxing them up. I cut the rods. I cut some of the rods today. I've got a lot of these, the knobs for the top right here. So I custom glue the washers on. So I have a grinding table and I just grind these till they're flush. And then I etch both sides. And so now you have, and I glue this with Gorilla Glue, and I've been using this forever, and this Gorilla Glue is on there ridiculously tight. So I do this as you know, kind of make it easier for you guys instead of having this loose, because this was loose to begin with. So I did 8 of those today. A little time consuming, but it's worth it. And then I got all the parts all ready to go. So once I get the jigs, I'm gonna start boxing them all up, and then they'll be ready to go. That's the biggest pain in the butt part about the jigs, is boxing them up. It's very time consuming. But another thing too is I use a new app. If you guys are shipping anything bowling related, I just shipped a bowling ball. It cost me $12 UPS ground. Granted, it was in Milpitas, which is just south of San Francisco. It's not even that far from here. But $12 UPS ground with an app called Pirate Ship. So you just create an account, you type in your coordinates. I mean, not coordinates, but your dimensions of the box, the weight of the box, and all that stuff. And then it gives you the cheapest prices with UPS and US Postal Service. I don't think it does FedEx. I never saw FedEx in there. I just saw UPS and US Postal Service. Postal Service is always going to be cheap, but you get what you pay for. I will never ship anything US Postal Service. All of my jigs will be shipped UPS. And so a little bit cheaper on the shipping for all that stuff. And yeah, so you guys want to ship, if you guys are selling bowling balls, you want to ship a bowling ball, go to Pirate Ship or even create a UPS account, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. I was going to the UPS store, and damn, man, I lost a lot of money going through them versus this Pirate Ship stuff. But, you know, live and learn. Let's see. Steve, my Joe Pos are ovals. Yeah, my Joe Pos are ovals too. I think, yeah, we never do circles, but that's one of the things is my PSO is like, ovals are really hard to do. So it's really hard for a PSO to do ovals if they don't know what they're doing. And I don't want things to be hard. I want to learn how to do ovals. I want to that's why one of the reasons I got this machine and I got the DRO, so that I can do ovals and make the thumb fit perfect. Also too, I opened this up the other day and one of the belts was cracked. So one of the belts up here, I must have not looked at it very well. It was one of those things kind of hard to tell. And it was just kind of like getting ready to snap. It wasn't snapped yet, but I was like, this is gonna break pretty soon. So I went to Napa Auto Parts and got a belt, $40 for a belt, not too bad. So, and then hopefully that thing will last me forever. Let's see. Mr. Mice. Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome to the channel. Holy heck, just looked up the prices on them ball fitters. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, this thing. Are you talking about this thing? Yeah, ball fitter. Yep, they got me. Like I said, there was a couple on Facebook Marketplace. There's a site, or there's a page, used pro shop equipment, and there was like 8,500 people on this. And anything, something comes up that's a good deal, it's gone like that. And I set it so I get reminders of all the new stuff. I get notifications of all the new stuff. And somehow it got delayed. And there was one guy out that was selling them. He had original one and the swivel. And he wanted like 150 for the original one, which goes for like 270 brand new. And they look brand new. And then the other one was 200 or 250. And I looked at it 5 minutes after he posted it, and I said, oh, shoot, I'm going to message him. I said, is this still available? And he's like, no, sorry, man, already taken. I'm like, damn. So you got to be quick on those. And I'm just tired of waiting. You know, certain things in bowling, like I know one of my subscribers, he wanted to get a jig, and he wanted it to fit his Grizzly. And I said, well, you can always just drill it. Now that you have a mill press, you can drill it. He didn't want to wait, so he bought one from Innovative for $1,600. That's like, when you want something, you kind of have to get it, bite the bullet and do it. So am I happy about how much it costs? No. But hopefully it'll come in handy and make it, pay for itself. So we'll figure it out. Also, too, I wanted to mention the balls that Broski and D'Lo are rolling tonight. So they're doing, I think it's a practice league tonight. So Broski's rolling the Hypnotize and the Stealth Hybrid. They're trying to decide whether or not he's bringing the ball that he decided whether or not he wants to get rid of or not. And those are the two. And then D'Lo's rolling this. He's rolling the Stealth Hybrid, the Sub-Zero, and the Origin. I never got the Stealth Hybrid just because everybody in the PSO shop and the PSO was like, yeah, don't bother with the hybrid. Get the Solid and the Pearl. And the Solid and the Pearl have been money for me. The Pearl has been really good for me. Just very consistent. As long as I roll it slow and I don't muscle it, it works like a charm. Yeah, Steve, plastic. Exactly. Yeah, they got me. They got my money, and they're laughing all the way to the bank there. So, unfortunately, a lot of the things in bowling are... And I've seen people make wood ones, right? But I'll see how the swivel, how the oval things fits, if that's even worth it or not. If it's not worth it, I'm just going to send it back and maybe just get the basic model. I didn't really know too much about it. I don't think I asked my PSO which one he has either, if he has the basic one or the swivel. Do you remember what color this one was for his? This thing? Remember when he sized you? Was it blue or was it yellow? Oh, okay. So he's got the basic one. Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. Maybe he can check out the oval without just looking at your thumb. Maybe, who knows? Oh, maybe I can get that good. Too tall. I use Flex Link belt on my mill. It's supposed to reduce vibration. What did I get on this one? Oh shoot, this is a BX40. Yeah, BX40 is what I got on this one. And then I was going to get the other one, the 32, I believe, for the back part. But the back one's already good. I didn't need to replace that yet. But it's the V-shaped belt, and there's really not much vibration. I don't, it works pretty good. All right, so I think that about covers it. So I'm going to either drill up the Wicked Collision or the Guru. So if I do the Guru, I'm thinking about doing this for a layout. I'm thinking about doing the 70 by 4 by 30 or 40. And then the Guru, or a 60 by 4 by 30. I do like that. I do like that, those numbers. I think a 45 may be too strong, but I want to do 4. My pin to pap, I want to do 4. On my Rockstar, I did a 4.5. I probably should have done a 4 on that. I did have to sand that to get it to react how I wanted it to. But I know Nick said, yeah, you probably should have went 4 on that. I said, yeah, I probably should have. The Wicked Collision. So this would be my second collision ball. And the first one I got it as a brutal collision. I got that layout was 50 by 3 3/4 by 25. I do like that layout. So I may do something similar to that. I may do a 50 by 3 3/4 by 30 or a 50 by 4 by 30. I want to make it pretty strong. So let's see. Which one should I drill up? Maybe do the Wicked. Yeah, we only got 8 watching. There's not many watching right now. I do like how DV8 gives you these towels. I do like that little perk that does that. Steve Suter, the Guru is a monster. If it hits any dry, you won't worry about 7 pins. Well, that's good to know. I've been, whatever reason, however I'm doing my bowling, I don't know what the hell is going on, but just recently, within the last like couple weeks, just leaving 7 pin after 7 pin. I'm just like, I've never done that before. It's always been the 10 pin.
Yeah, but did you tell them about the 2 splits you picked up back to back?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So check this out. Oh my gosh. I wish I had this on film.
I did film one of them.
One of them, yeah. So you'd be really impressed, Steve. This was freaking awesome. I was in disbelief that I got this, how I got it. So it was the 4-7-10. I got the 4-7-10 split twice.
In a row.
Okay,
Damn near like.
yeah, it was a couple frames.
It was like just a
couple frames
different.
past that. Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
2 or 3, that's it.
Yeah. So the first one, it hit. Of course, I hit the 4-7, and either the 4-7 bounced off. One of them bounced off the back, came around and wrapped around and got the 10. Like it didn't go across the lane. It went boom and ricocheted off the back and hit the freaking 10 pin. I was like, I just turned around and looked like, holy crap! Did you see that? Oh yeah, Broski and Gramps and the wife saw it. They were just like, holy crap. I wish I had that on video. That would have made an awesome short. It was just super fun. I don't think that's ever really happened to me before. It bounced off the back and came around. And then I got it a second time. The second time I got it, the 4-pin went across the lane. I just barely nicked the 4-pin to the left, and it went sliding across and got the 10-pin. I was like, damn. If that can happen all the time, I'd be stoked. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, for some weird reason, I'm leaving a bunch of damn 7 pins. I don't know what the hell's going on. And of course 10 pins. I'm always leaving 10 pins, but then I get these weird splits. The bummer about strings, I've been bowling on free fall the last, we've been going to Paddock a lot. They have free fall. We went to Clayton, was a free fall. Napa is the only place in pretty much the Bay Area that has strings, right? I think Delta has like their side area that has strings. It's for like kids and stuff, whatever. But Napa's got strings, and one of the frustrating things about strings is you'll get a lot of when you get a lot of this, right? You hit the pins, and then one pin will go psh, and slide over. It won't knock down; it'll just slide over, and it's like the damn string is holding it up. It won't allow it to tip over. That's not the case, but it's like, dang, man. And that happens to me all the time, like all the dang time. So it's just frustrating. You don't get that. Once I've been bowling on a free fall lately, the free fall is so forgiving. I get so many breaks on free fall. It's just like either the domino effect or it just kind of like mows over all the pins. And with strings, you have to hit I know, Steve, you're kind of like, you haven't bowled on any strings yet. EJ Taggart has a bowling alley and it has strings. If you get a chance, go bowl on strings. I don't know what brand he uses. The brand they have in Napa it's a company that they make them out in Europe. And they were one of the first ones in California. I think they got it, like late 2023, November 2023 is when they put it in. And I think if they didn't put those in, the alley probably would have been struggling, right, financially, because they were struggling during COVID. And I think it was actually up for sale. And then they brought in strings and they saved the day, like it saved the alley. The alley has been family run since the 1940s. I want to say it's been there since 1945. I mean, you've got old Brunswick stuff, that old tables from way back in the day. The lockers are old. We're talking back from the 60s. And it was a small, when it began, it was a small, like 10-lane alley. And then they expanded it. And there's 32 lanes over there right now in Napa. Yeah, Napa's got 32 lanes. But Napa was one of the first ones to get the strings from this company out in Europe. And so they got a deal on them. I don't know how much they paid, but it was a really good deal on the strings.
Wasn't it like a mill?
It was a lot of money up front, but versus if they got free fall, it was like, 1 million versus 5 million if they got the Brunswick GSX free fall. It was a ridiculous amount of money. So it was kind of like a no-brainer. Hey, we're going to go with strings. Sorry, guys, And yeah, there was a couple teams that left the leagues because I'm not bowling on strings. But some of those people came back because their only other option was to go to a Bolero. I don't need to say anything anymore, right? So yeah, Napa's still family run, thank goodness. And they take care of all their customers. They're really cool people that work there. If you guys are ever in Napa, you ever visit Napa wine country, you come out and do wine tours, you tasting wine, bring your bowling balls and bowl at the alley. And if you're here, hook me up. I'll go out and bowl with you guys. I'd love to. I'd love to meet up with you guys and show you my home alley. It's 5 minutes from my house. They take excellent care of us. I do a Wednesday league there. They got awesome leagues. I don't think they have a scratch league. They thought about bringing a scratch league, but it brings in too much drama, and from what I hear, so they're not doing that. But pretty much every day of the week except Tuesday, they have leagues out there. And by going back to the strings, they were one of the first ones to use this company's strings from 10 o'clock in the morning to midnight every single day. Like the previous people that company sold to, they only use it for a few hours a day, like 4 to 10 or whatever. So it was kind of like, hey, buy this, we'll give you a real good deal. And I think there was a couple hiccups with them when they first started, and they got most of those sorted out. It's all like the Brunswick ones, they're software. Like you can update it with software and stuff and give it code updates and all that stuff and do whatever. And on lanes 1 and 2, they do new things. So when you hit the pins, the cover comes down and then it lights up red. There's a red light coming down that tells you, hey, don't bowl until the thing comes up and it re-racks your pins, right? And they only do that on 1 and 2. It's like a test to see how it works. It's a little bit slower pin setting than the other lanes. And then Napa also went to all plastic or all synthetic pins as well too. So I can't tell the difference. If you told me they're plastic and wood, I wouldn't be able to tell you. They still sound the same, right? They still hit the same. One of the few things I noticed with strings, you have to hit the pocket just right. It forces you to be extremely accurate. If you're not accurate, it does not give you any breaks. It will leave a split for you. A lot of 4-6 splits, a lot of 4-8 splits, all those weird splits that are really hard to pick up, it gives you those. But if you hit it just right, you'll get a strike just like anybody else, right? All right, go back to the comments here. Let's see. Steve, I will tell you, I start on 32 and go deep down 4, and it's money. Damn, you go way left. Okay. Deep down 4. Wow, you go down 4. Holy moly. Not on video. It didn't happen. Hey,
I have it on film.
Miss Fulio's got the second video, but I kind of stand in the way on a walk. I didn't know she was filming, but you can see it. So maybe I'll make a short of that, whatever, a little 5-second short and show you. But yeah, it happened. Trust me, it happened. It was pretty crazy. Very rare. I've never seen that. And by the way, like Clayton Bowl has the modern. I wish we had this in Napa. They have the modern system for the lane re-racking and all that stuff. and the modern computers for the screen and all that, where you can set it up. I don't know if your alley, if any of you guys have the same alley. Foothill Bowl going up towards Tahoe is the same way. Off the 80, right? Yeah. And you can set up whatever spare you want. You can set that up. If you want to practice 710s all day, you can do that. I think that's awesome. And we can't do that in Napa. And I think Clayton, you may be able to do that because it has a touchscreen monitor and stuff. It's really cool. Hopefully Napa will get a touchscreen monitor system. That would be awesome. I would love to sit there and practice 7-pins all day long. Just practice spares. And that would be awesome. My layout on the Guru is 60 by 4 and 7.5 by 45. Yeah, Steve, you're a lot more rev dominant than I am. So I'll probably go 60 by 4 by either 30 or 40. Maybe I'll go 70. How does it react with a 60? 60 versus 70? Because I'm kind of contemplating whether I do a 60 or 70 for the first number. And then maybe a 30 or 40. I'm kind of like, I want to kind of mimic what I have for my Identity and my Piranha. Those shape pretty good, and those are around those same numbers. Steve, do they use 52-inch strings? I think there are 2 lengths that are recognized by USB-C. They are USB-C approved, the strings in Napa. They actually just came out a couple months ago, and they check the whole alley, and they have to do a whole inspection on everything. So yes, they are USB-C approved. As far as the length goes, I can't tell you that. I don't know. I'll go there and practice tonight. Maybe one of the front desk guys can tell me what the distance is. I don't even know if they know. But it's all approved. They host tournaments there, USB-C tournaments, and
they pass with flying colors.
And they pass with flying colors. One good thing about Napa versus all, like the local. I'm going to speak of the Boleros in the local area. Those small mom and pops around here, like Paddock, they all take care of their lanes. Napa takes care of their lanes exceptionally well. They have really good maintenance staff over there that cleans the lanes. I mean, I was there one day, it was in wintertime when it was a little bit slower off season. And Bob, the maintenance guy, is out there taking everything apart. He took the whole, the ball return apart on every single lane, going through and inspecting everything and cleaning everything to a meticulous. They take pride in their alley. And that's one thing that I appreciate with them. Is it strings? Yeah, but the rest of it makes up for it. I mean, every time I bowl there, like if I bowl at a Bolero and I bowl 3 games, I wipe my ball, it is filthy. And then I have a bunch of chips and scratches on my ball. It's like, God. If I bowl at Napa and I clean my ball, they use really clean oil where I don't see anything on the rag. And my balls never get damaged there. I mean, they take care of their lane facility down there. They do preventive maintenance back there so that your balls come out perfect every single time you roll it, right? It's very rare that you would have a chipped ball there. I can't even tell you how many games I have there, and all my balls are in pristine condition. And you've seen how fast I throw them. I was doing like 17, 18 miles an hour. Now, my spare balls, on the other hand, those are the ones that get chipped. I mean, they are plastic, but those happened, all the ones that got chipped happened at a Bolero. So, big deal, plastic ball. I can repair it real quick. It's not a big deal at all. Too Tall, one of these days we'll do a video challenge at your house. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you gotta make your way up here. That'd be cool. I'm kind of curious to see how you would like strings as well too. If you can get a 300 on strings, I think that's way harder than free fall, in my opinion. It's hard. I mean, you can do real good and then just leave a 10 pin or something like that. But you have to hit the pocket just right. Steve, let's see. Steve, we have too many competitive lanes around here, and most have many leagues on them. I think if any house went strings, people would leave. Yeah, you're in the bowling capital of the world. I mean, there's a couple YouTube videos I saw. There's a couple houses out there in Michigan that you are in Michigan. I think you're in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, or Cleveland. That went to strings, and yeah, people were up in arms or whatever, but Yeah, we need to get out to Michigan and check out that place because that's a bowling heaven out there. I just want to do like a bowling vacation out there in Michigan and all that area up there. Just travel and bowl all the really cool alleys out there. If you got a list of really cool alleys out there, put them down in the chat. I would love to hit all those up, like the cool ones, the mom and pop ones that have been around for the longest time that have good vibes to them. I want good vibes. I want a bowling alley with a soul. You know, I want some character. So if you can list those, put them down there. I'd love to check those out there. And let's see. One of these days. Okay. Steve, that layout, let's ball dig in and sharp back end. Okay, cool. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. Hell yeah. Brad, hey Brad, I'm late. What up, fool? What's up? And Miss Fool's in the kitchen right now. She says hello. Hello from Colorado Springs. All right. Beautiful city, beautiful state. Steve, we have a Bolero here and they have come out and said that they are not going to strings, period. That house has 50 lanes, damn, 50 lanes, and have on average of 3 league starts per session. Damn. Yeah, I think they know like you can't mess around with strings out there in the heart of in Michigan or the heart of bowling country. Steve, Ohio is bowling capital. Okay, it's Ohio? I thought Michigan was. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that's just where like the original bowling companies were made or at. But I always thought bowling was where all the bowling, or Michigan was all where the bowling was. Ohio. Okay, we got to go to Ohio. One thing we got to check out in Ohio is Cedar. What is it? Cedar Park. You guys have really cool amusement parks. I think it's in Cincinnati, and the other one's in.
What's our other favorite spot near Colorado Springs that we visited that we always go to?
What, Boulder?
Boulder.
Yeah, Boulder.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Colorado Springs is absolutely stunning, though. We went to the Garden of the Gods. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we drove through the U.S. Air Force Academy.
Oh my God.
Holy moly! If you guys are old enough to have kids that are going to getting ready to go to college, holy crap! And if they're good at grades or whatever, have them look into the U.S. Air Force Academy. They just like go tour that campus. Holy crap! If I could do it all over again, I mean, I don't regret any life decisions that I made, but holy crap! If I could do it all over again, I would have done really good in school, like high school, and tried to go into the Air Force Academy. I had a buddy that I went to high school with that got into the Air Force Academy, and he says it was ridiculously hard, and he had to get approved. You have to get approved by the senator of your state to go into to get accepted to that school. I mean, it's a top tier school. It's no joke. Like, and my buddy was 4.0 average. He did every single extracurricular activity known to, in the school, and I asked him, why the hell are you doing all these extracurricular activities? Like, damn, dude, you got your plate full. And he's like, so I can get in the Air Force Academy. I'm like, damn, okay. And he got in with flying colors. The guy, he just retired a few years back. I think he was Lieutenant Colonel in the Air Force. But, he said the first year was ridiculously hard. But it's free to take a tour. You can drive. I don't think you need a military ID. We didn't need a military ID to drive in. But if you go to the gate, just tell them, hey, you want to tour drive on the campus? Oh, it's one of the most stunning, beautiful campuses I've ever seen. The sports complex is insane. They got hiking trails all around. They have a skydiving team, which I used to work at the Drop Zone down in Paris, down in Southern California. And I used to work in the Manifest office where we skydive. That's another thing I do is skydive way back in my 20s. And the Air Force Academy would come in there for, I think it was a week to train. And I was just boggled. They had their own airplane. They had their own Twin Otter airplane with their own pilot. And just a beautiful airplane. Come in there, and every student had 2 parachutes. And I'm like, why the hell do you guys have 2 parachutes? So they would do like 20 jumps a day, and it's all practice, right? And believe it or not, they practice against other schools, like other collegiate. It's a collegiate skydiving team. I mean, yeah, sign me up, dude. And they would jump. They would grab their other parachute, go on. The plane would be ready. They jump on and go again. It was just back-to-back jumps all day long. and they would have one rigger, one guy that while they were up there, his job was to rig everybody's parachute. It's probably like, I think it was like 8 or 10 of them that came out every year, and rig everybody's parachute. So they never had to wait. It was just back to back to back. And I was just like floored that this was a thing. And you can also take, they have gliders. Like you can fly a glider and get your glider aid and all that stuff. So really cool. If anybody's into aviation, go check it out. It's super cool. I was just like a kid in a candy store out there going, damn, I wish I would have like did well in school and not effed around. Okay, going back. Sorry about that. I got off topic. Mr. Mice, for me, what makes a good house is how good clean the approach deck is. Bolero fun houses with the sticky icky everywhere drives me nuts. Yeah, I can only speak for the Boleros that I've been to around the Bay Area, and they're not good. They're not. I mean, granted, if they didn't buy the alley, they probably would have shut down and been an apartment complex by now. So, hey, I give them props. It's a bowling alley still.
It's a good intro bowling alley.
Yeah, I mean, I can't knock them too much. I just don't. I got a thing against big corporations where the customer service is crap. The turnover is so high. And they don't fix broken things. They're just cheap. They don't fix things that are broken. They don't take pride in what they do because they're just looking at numbers. How much alcohol can we sell tonight? We don't care about the bowling. How much booze are we going to sell tonight? Let's sell a certain amount. And from what I read, they don't really cater. Some of them don't really cater to league bowlers. I don't know. I can make a whole damn live stream on my opinion on Bolero, but we won't do that tonight. I'll spare you. Let's see. Yeah, say Steve Suter, Michigan, stayed up north. Cedar Point, yeah, Steve Suter, Cedar Point. I want to go on that ride that goes straight up. What is it, like 11 stories or something like that? And it goes up and over, and I think it's called Top Thrill. Man, when I saw that thing, I was like, we need to go there. So definitely want to hit up those amusement parks. They look super fun. Yeah, Sandusky. Craig says Sandusky, Ohio. Yes, Steve Cedar Point. And if you're old enough to remember the Brady Bunch, didn't they go? It wasn't like when they went to the amusement park on vacation. And wasn't that like Cedar Point or something like that in Sandusky? If you know, you know. Brad Statton, the Air Force Academy bowling alley went to string. Oh no! The Air Force Academy bowling alley went to strings. God, why'd they do that? We've got it. That was one cool thing about Air Force bases. They had awesome bowling alleys. I remember that. It's like, damn, they really had awesome bowling alleys. We have Travis Air Force Base, which is 20 to 30 minutes away from where I live. It's up in Fairfield. I can't get in there because I don't have my military ID. I'm not retired. I just did my 4 years, got out. But if the only way you can get in and do league is if you have somebody or as a friend that's in the military that does league already, they can invite you in. You can get in there as a guest. And what I hear, that alley is awesome. That's one of the last alleys I have yet to check out up here. So there's a couple of people that I know in the military. I'll have to hit them up and see if I can get the invite to go in there and check it out. Steve says, Akron is bowling history right there. Saw Earl Anthony, Mark Roth, Mike Albee. Nice, Akron. Yeah, we need to definitely check out that area. Yeah. Brad, I got married in the chapel on the academy. Damn, that's cool. Super cool. Wow. I bet that's a beautiful. I think we drove by that too. Probably really nice too. Yeah, well, you can't send a picture on here, but we'll look it up. We'll look up the chapel at the academy, see what it looks like. I bet it's freaking awesome. Steve, in case the first don't work, call the reserve. In case the first don't work, call the reserve. I don't get that one. Craig, yes, my grandpas and my fathers and my uncles, they all cut their teeth in Akron, Ohio. Nice. My dad worked for Goodyear Tire and Rubber, and he had a bowling ball that was a Goodyear rubber bowling ball. Holy crap. You got some old bowling history. That's awesome. Steve Suter, Fort Irwin, hated it. Where's Fort Irwin? Fort Irwin. I want to say my dad was there for a little bit. That sounds familiar. Where's Fort Irwin at? Remind me. Fort Irwin. So yeah, you must have been Army. My dad was Army. Okay. All right. Let's drill some balls here. So I got my new 1 7/64 bit. So I'm going to start going through my collection of older balls and start to get rid of them. Let's move the camera here. All right, so I think I'm going to do, I don't know what I want to do. I do want to do the Guru, but it's kind of like I want to save the best for last. But, nah, probably just one. Craig, I did my operating room training at Irwin Army Hospital, Fort Riley, Kansas. Nice. Operating room training. Holy crap, I bet you've seen some stuff. Holy moly. Craig. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention too, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how YouTube works. So I appreciate all by the way, I did a new membership thing. So I lowered the price of the membership, and it's just to help support the channel. All the money that I get is going to go back to you guys in the form of giveaways. That's the whole reason I want to do this channel, is that once I get a certain amount, I'm going to give away to you guys. And then I'm going to start getting shirts and hats. I'm still in research mode on which brand shirts and hats I want to get. So once I get that, I'll put that on there. The company that you can use when you put it on YouTube, they get a cut of whatever you sell your clothing for. So I'm trying to find the best one that gives me the optimal and is the best. So I'm going to do my research on that. So that's coming next. The membership gives you, there's 2-tier membership. The first one is $1.99. It's the Hero membership. I lowered the price of that. And then the next one is a $2.99, which is the Legend membership. For both of them, you get early access to my videos. So it's like member-only videos. I'll post those. All my videos will go to those people first, and then they'll air to everybody else like a couple of days later. And then if you're a Legend member, oh, Chili Bam. Yeah. If you're a Legend member, I'll mention your name on all my videos, right? So that's a perk. I'll put your name in print, and then I'll say your name on there, just kind of give you some props. But one thing that I want to let everybody know is I'm starting off my YouTube channel. I'm still learning how it all works and stuff. I know you get paid for advertisement. Once I get 1,000, I think I can start getting paid for like advertisement and stuff. I got to figure it out. But I don't see any money until the total amount is over $100. And right now, I appreciate everybody's generous donations. I'm sitting at $30. So all that money, it just sits in there until I get over 100. I'm still trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to do the best I can. I appreciate everybody's support. But let's just let you know, I'm not seeing anything until it gets over 100. And I don't know if that YouTube takes a cut out of that, and then it is what it is. But just want to let you know that's how YouTube works. I'm still kind of learning the whole process. But I still appreciate everybody's donations and generous donations. I appreciate that.
What does Steve call our baby?
Ditch Panther.
Ditch Panther.
Yeah. Steve, parachute, always have 2 on. Reserve is backup. Mojave Desert is Fort Irwin. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't think he was out there in Fort Irwin. Yeah. I think I drove by it when I was in Southern California. Better known as Devil's Asshole. That's funny. Steve, home base was Fort Knox. Damn, was never there. Holy shit. Fort Knox. Wow. Okay, so let's do I think I'll do the Wicked Collision. I'll do this one. This is an ASIM ball. So the numbers on this are 2.47, diff 0.050, intermediate diff 0.018. And this is an HK22C. Havoc solid. Wait a minute. I thought HK22C was supposed to smell like citrus. I don't smell citrus on this. They lied to me. Huh. That's a very faint scent. I have a good sense of smell too. Okay, so we are gonna do, let's help me pick the color here, actually. I'll do the layout. I'm gonna try to make this stream 2 hours too, by the way. I went way over the last time, so apologies. I know some people watch the video afterwards, and I appreciate that. All right, so should we do orange on this one? Because this is orange lettering, so either orange or blue. What do you think?
Ooh, orange looks real good. That orange.
Or a blue. Look at that one.
No, but the orange pops.
Okay.
Can you do blue fingertips with orange slug?
Steve says pink. Steve says pink. Yeah.
Can you do orange and blue?
So for the grips?
Yeah, for the grips, do blue.
Okay.
Depending on what shades they are. What are the orange shades?
For the grips?
Yeah.
This.
Oh, no. Definitely
No?
not.
Okay.
Blue then. 'Cause that's just, yeah.
So blue grips?
Yeah.
So here's what Steve wants. He wants pink. I do have to get rid of my pinks. I got all these pinks, like I'm never gonna use a pink. I did use the pink on the Ion Max. That was perfect though. What about purple? Nah. This has enough swirl in it. Well, I'll be able to see the rotation on there, so I can use a blue for the fingers. And up, and then orange. All right. So blue.
Yep. And then orange Joko, yeah?
That works. Okay, let's do that. Let's make sure 21 to 45. Okay. We'll put the Guru away. We'll do that later. I may make the Guru a YouTube short. I want to pick a real good song for that one. I don't get any subscribers from my YouTube shorts, but they're fun to do. Okay, so we'll do 50. Trevor, what's up, Trevor? Oh, such a beautiful cat. What's up, man? What's up, Trevor? How you doing, man? Brad, I just picked up the DV8 Troublemaker Solid, not even drilled yet. That's another ball I want to get, Brad, as a Troublemaker Solid. D-Lo's got the Troublemaker Solid, and he loves it. And Russell on our league got the Troublemaker Solid as a mystery ball. So he was pretty stoked on that one. I think I said that before. All right. So we will do.
Steve said, hey, I watch him. What am I, chopped liver?
What's that? I watch him.
I watch him. What am I, chopped liver?
Hey, I watch him. What am I, chopped liver? What are we talking about?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Okay. What am I talking about, Steve? I'm getting old, man. I got a short memory. Or I don't have short-term memory. Let's see. Oh, your shorts. God dang, man. Yeah. Sorry. Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate the support on my shorts. And I'm trying to. You are not chopped liver, but you know. Let's see. YouTube shows me like where people, which video people subscribe to, and the majority of them are from the ball maintenance videos, right? And the one that really boosted my channel up was the DIY Pro Shop video. So I'm trying to, there's only so many things I can do. So I'm kind of running out of ideas. If you have any ideas for what I can do, let me know. Like I said, the next video I want to do is I want to roll a 14 pound. I did a video on rolling a 16 pound. I got those. And I want to try a 14 to see how well I bowl with a 14. Well, I know that's why I'm like, well, that's be a good video, you know, like how well do I roll with it? All right, so what should I do on this one? Should I go 4 or 3 3/4? Remember, I don't have a lot of revs. So I'm going to draw the line here on the Wicked Collision. If that ditch panther, Steve says, if that ditch panther saw a mouse, that mouse will survive. Yeah, fatty ain't chasing no mouse. Be out of breath, just getting up. You know, she goes in the backyard, and we got a bird feeder in the backyard, and the birds literally just mock her. They come down and like just taunt her, and she's just like, she gave up a long time ago. When we first got her, she was hunting birds. Like she would hide behind the bushes and stuff and actually hunt the birds. And there was a couple doves in her backyard, and they were just kind of sitting there. And Tawny would be like, you know, getting up. And now she just looks at them. She's just like, I can't get you. I know I can't get you. I'm just going to look at you. What really bothers her are the crows. When the crows are up on the power lines, she does the chirping, with the chirping and stuff, and she hates the crows. But a damn crow would probably hurt her if it got her. Those things are massive. All right, so let's go with I'm going to go with a 50 on the Wicked. Should I go 50 on the Wicked? Yeah, let's see. This is another solid. So Coop Creates. Hey, what's up, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hey, man, can you explain how you got your layout? Was it trial and error or Pro Shop help you out? Are you talking about my layout or my span? If you're talking about my layouts, I have over 30 balls, all with different layouts. I just kind of experiment. That's the cool thing when you get your own drill press. You can just experiment and see what works, what doesn't work. I have my lowest pin to pap is a 3.5, I believe, and my highest goes up to 5 and it was either 5 1/4 or 5.5. Okay, layout. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so layouts, like I said, I just experiment and I see what works. And you know, if it's a pearl, it all depends on what the core is. And I compare it with what my PSO drilled before. My PSO just went crazy with all the different layouts. What he told me, if you watch people like The Hype, he does the same layout for every single ball. Yeah, except recently he's changed it to 45 by 4.5 by 40, I believe, for a few of them. But it's always been like, and same thing with Ron Hicklin with Creating a Difference. They go 60 by 4 by 30 or 60 by 5 by 30. It's always 60 by 30, maybe 60 by 40, but they never really change it because they want to show you consistency. Well, my PSO was like, why are you going to do the same layout on every single ball? You're going to get this pretty much the same reaction on every single one of them. And I thought, wow, you actually have a point. Like, do it differently based on what you want the ball to do. Do you want it to go down farther? And you can always, if you don't like the layout or you don't like how the ball reacts, sand it, polish it. You know, I've done that with the Ion Max. When I first got the Ion Max, hell, listen to my layout for the Ion Max. This is what my PSO did. The Storm Ion Max was, Let me see this bad boy here. Storm Ion Max, 33 by 4 by 50. Now, I might have measured that wrong. It's probably 30 or 35 by 4 by 50. And when I got when I bought the Prosect and I started doing my own stuff, and I learned how to do layouts, I went through all my balls. I think I had like 20 at the time, 25, and I went through all my balls and laid them out and figured out what the layout was. And I was like, damn. On some of my asymmetrical balls, there was no VAL. Like my PSO it was like VAL was 0. I'm like, holy crap. And I asked him, it was on my track archetype hybrid. Well, the ball reacted perfectly down lane. The track archetype hybrid was money. I mean, when I first rolled, I'm like, damn, this ball is good. And then when I measured, I'm like, damn, there's not even a VAL. It's 0. So, and I asked the PSO, I said, hey, did you mean to do this? And he's like, yeah. So he was just, with me, he was just experimenting. Like, hey, let's see what works with him. And every ball that he gave me seemed to work, right? So just experiment, go with different things, try out different things. I would experiment with used balls. If you don't want to buy a brand new ball, go buy some used balls. Just plugged once. Don't get one that are like plugged 2 or 3 times. That's not gonna get the reaction you want. But get a used ball, put a layout that you want to experiment with and see how it works, right? And then if you like it, hell, maybe use that for a couple. I've got a lot of 60 by 4 by 30s. That works for me. Recently, I tried with the special effect. I did a 45 by 4 by 40. Same thing with the Track Stealth Solid. My Track Stealth Solid that I had was another ridiculously strong ball. I think that was like a 60 by 3 3/4 by 20 or 30. And so I did the new Track Stealth Solid a little bit differently. And I like it. I like the shape. Am I good enough to really tell you all the different layouts and how they react to me? Not really. I mean, can I tell you the pin to pap? Yeah. When I did like 5 and over, I'm like, wow, this ball doesn't do anything for me. So I kind of keep it down low. If you're a low rev bowler, I would keep the pin to pap like around 4, maybe even lower, but I wouldn't go more than 4.5. If you're a high rev, then go like 5 or up. Like Steve, I think you do like 5 pin to pap on yours because you're a high rev. It just weakens, when you go the higher number, it weakens the flare or the hook potential, right? When you go like, I think 3 3/8 or 3 3, what is it? 3 3/8 is the least they say you really want to go. And that gives your max hook, your max flare potential, they call it. So I kind of go 4, 4.5. I kind of go like middle ground. It seems to work. So just Coop Create. Co-op. I think it's Co-op or Coop. Let me know. You just started bowling, so I'm trying to find mine, but I'm a 2-finger bowler. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that, and that's one thing that I drilled a 2-finger ball for myself just to try out. I just kind of drilled it where, I did a generic layout. And for you, yeah, I went on a Radical's website, and I know DV8 has one, how to drill for 2-hander. Go on DV8's website, and they have a whole thing on how to drill for two-handers. Or are you a 2-hander or 2-finger no thumb? 1 hand. Let me know. I think I might be confusing you. And once again, just to remind you, I'm no expert. I'm not a pro shop operator. I never went to any kind of schooling on that, on how to do layouts and all that. I just know it based on my experience with my balls and what I watch on YouTube and what everybody else has been doing. It's just experiment. When my PSO found out I got my own stuff, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have fun." He's like, "You're gonna experiment with all these different layouts," and that's the fun part of having your own stuff, is you get to try out. Hey, what's this do? What's that do? And just kind of play around. Because when you do buy your own drill press and stuff, you will be buying a lot of balls. That's just a fact. You'll be sitting here looking at your drill press, go, "I don't have any balls to drill. I need to buy a ball." Or, you know, broski, give me a ball to drill. And now that he's got his drill press, I guess one less person I'll be drilling for. Okay, let's do, I think I'll do 50. Let's make this one pretty strong here. All right, we'll do, I think I'll go 4 with this. 4 seems like a pretty good number for me. You know what? Screw it, I'm going 3 3/4. Three and 3/4 by. Let's do 30. So if you're not, see, it's Coop. Oh, okay. Coop, short for Cooper. Gotcha. 2-finger, not 2-hander. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, 2-finger. Yeah, Steve says, have your local PSO watch you throw. He will apply tape to your ball and watch you throw. He will adjust tape until the tape stays the same spot. Then he will figure out your pap and will drill it right. There you go. There's your answer. Yep, some PSOs do not go watch you bowl. So ask them. Say, hey, man, I'm paying you money. Go watch me bowl. Figure out what my pap is. If they're a good PSO, they watch you bowl. They take pride in getting you the right layout and all that stuff. So if they don't watch you bowl, I would go somewhere else. Okay, so we got 50 by 3 3/4 by 30. Awesome. And then we've got 4 5/8. Okay, 4 5/8. Not to see it. 1 3/4. Sorry about that. 1 3/4. Now we do the 4 5/8. If he doesn't run, go somewhere else then. Yeah, exactly. You can also watch YouTube videos, do tape on your own ball and check out, and you just film it with your phone and you just go and you count. I believe it's when the ball releases your hand to the time it hits the pins, if I'm not mistaken. And you count how many rotations you see the tape going. It'll give you your revs. And then I have an armadillo. So, you know, if what the pro shop will do is they make sure you roll the ball in heavy oil, and then you put the armadillo on here. You get the ball back, you roll it down the lane, you get the ball back, and there's oil lines on it, right? So then you put this and you line these up with the oil lines, right? So they're lined up, and then you put a pencil mark there. That pencil mark that you put right there is your PAP, your positive access point. This was $60, piece of plastic, right? But if you want to figure out your PAP, this is how we do it. This is how I do it for me, and this is how I do it for all the friends and family too. So we got our PAP figured out with this. Very easy to do. My PAP hasn't changed in 6 months. He recommend get it checked at least twice a year. Yeah, I've been bowling for over a year and a half, and my PAP hasn't changed either. I should probably go check it, but last time I checked a few months ago, it stayed the same. Coop creates awesome. Will do. Thank you for the information. Really appreciate it, and keep up the great video. Thanks, Coop. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it, my friend. Glad I can help you. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to look it up for you and see what I can get for you. But Okay, so 4 5/8. And then you do your layout also is based on what you want the ball reaction to do too. Every ball is designed to do a certain thing, right? Let's raise this up a little bit more. So every ball is designed to do a certain thing, and you know, you're not, you kind of, you know, do you want the ball to be late reaction back end? If there's a low RG, it's not really going to have from what I understand, it's gonna read early, right? So the higher RG is going to react later down lane, and the diff is just like, you know, how strong it's going to be. And what else? You know, so yeah, do you want it to react earlier or later? And then, you know, yeah, I mean, it's all, you can go crazy with layouts and stuff. I think in my personal experience, I think layouts really only they're about 10% of your bowling ball. I mean, if that. I mean, correct. If you think differently, let me know down in the comments. But if you watch Brunsnick's videos, he drilled a hammer effect completely upside down, and it almost reacted the same. I mean, it was like, damn. So essentially, the layouts are very minute to what it's like they call it fine tuning for the bowling ball. So the ball is going to do what it wants to do. Your layout is the fine tuning that you give it, right? So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, whatever. Okay, 2 1/8. So I'm going to roll this tonight. I'm going to go down to Napa tonight, get some bowling in, and then see how this goes. I'll do a video on this too. This one's retired. This is the Wicked Collision. The new one that came out is a Severe Collision. My PSO said that's a good one, and also the Hater Pearl. He says that one is really good. Maybe I can get those in a mystery ball. Who knows? Okay, double check my measurement here. All right, 4 1/4. Okay, let's go a little bit down. Okay, perfect. All right, there's our layout right there. So puts the pin up there. They're going to be pretty strong, right above the ring finger. And the cool thing about the Brunswick balls, if you saw my videos before, only Brunswick has, or the Brunswick 7 brands, with the exception of, you know, certain track balls and all radical balls, you have dot technology, this hollow circle right here, and that allows you to drill into that. So if you want to, I have a couple balls that the PSO drilled into the ring finger into the pin, right? This is essentially the pin, but it doesn't, you can drill into that and it won't affect the warranty. It doesn't mess up anything. This is like the actual pin here, right? That's, yeah, you don't want to be drilling anywhere near that one. That's a solid one that will void the warranty, but only Brunswick. Radical doesn't do this for some weird reason. I don't know if it costs more money to do that. And then certain balls on track do that as well too. I noticed the track theorem Pearl didn't have that. I was kind of surprised. And my Track Stealth Solid didn't have that as well, too. Steve, I have 5 or 6 different layouts. Nice. Steve, I think ASIMs are a different beast. Solids can be the same. Charles changed layouts recently because the standard layouts were duds on a few of the new balls. Exactly. Yeah, you know, he also was told by Brian Buckosh, the core designer for Brunswick, which the guy's an expert on layouts and bowling balls and stuff like that. And then Buckosh showed him, hey, do this. And then when he rolled that, if you saw that Infinity Quest, it looked like crap when he first had that as layout. And once he did the 40 by 4, I think it was 4.5 by 40, that ball just came to life. It was like, damn, that's cool. I want to try that. All right, let's get you over here. Boom, here we go. Also, too, if I don't know if you're still watching Too Tall, but you might have left, but maybe Steve, you can answer this to me, because everybody says the first angle doesn't count on the symmetricals, right? And I've seen videos with Mo Pinnell saying the same thing. So if the first angle doesn't count, or you don't do that, I just wonder why every reviewer does that. And how do you measure it? If you say the first angle doesn't matter, the first number, do you measure it the same way, or do you just like bypass that line? I mean, how do you do it? Because I hear that a lot. First number doesn't count as symmetricals. So help me out, because I'm having a hard time understanding how that works. Okay, we'll do ring finger first. Let's see. Yeah, it says, Steve says, and why do they all do it? It has to. Yeah, if you watch some of the older videos by Mo Pinnell, he says if you're doing a symmetrical, the first angle doesn't count. It doesn't make a difference what that number is. And if you watch every single reviewer, they always put whatever that first number is, right? They put that first angle, the drawing angle. So I'm just kind of clueless, because I've heard that Too Tall said that as well too on my video this morning on the Rockstar. He's like, it's symmetrical, the first angle doesn't count. Well, just kind of help me, because I'm trying to understand it. That's all. All right, so we're going to do the ring finger first. We will do 5/16 table forward. Okay. And 3/8 table left. Whoops. Oh. I can't wait to get the DRO this week. It's going to be cool. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain in the ass to install. Nick, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I started a little early today, so I started at 5. I'm just trying to test out the different times and all that. It's the drilling angle through the mass bias. Yeah, that's what I said. So yeah, the drilling angles through the mass bias, but everybody says like, and Nick, maybe you can answer this because I don't know if you when you got on, but when you're drilling a symmetrical, some people, including Mo Pinnell, say that you don't have to. The first number doesn't matter. You can do whatever, but do you do a number or you just like skip that part of it? Nick, yeah, the thought went through my head to tell you 4 instead of 4.5 on the Rockstar, but you seem to set on 4.5. Yeah, I probably should have went 4 on that one for sure. Oh well, no big deal. $89 ball. I'm not too concerned about it. I just sand the crap out of it and it reacts a little bit better. It's still a good performing ball for me. It probably would have been better with a 4, yeah, but hell, I've been getting 200s with it. Like low 200s, 220s, 230s. You know, I get higher if I make my damn spares. Okay, so 5/16. Okay, table forward and 3/8 table left. My razor blade here. Okay, tighten this down. Double check. Okay. A little bit more. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Nick, first number doesn't matter on symmetrical. So maybe you're answering this question later. Steve Suter helps with angle on how the core will react. Could be mid hook or mid lane hook, sharp back end, early roll, etc. Brad says the chat GPT answered the first angle doesn't count question. Yeah. Steve, very important on ASIM. Yes, I know that. Nick, I had a horrible week at League 572. Ugh. Not to make excuses, but my right arm was killing me from doing stuff around the house. Yeah, that's excuses. That's all I hear, man. Steve Grock explains it very well. Okay. Who's Grock? All right. then we go 5/16 table right. Brad, on symmetrical balls, there's no true PSA until you drill it. So the first angle is essentially ignored. The pin distance and the buffer are what control the ball motion. Steve Suter, AI. Nick, also not sure what they're doing with the house shot. Was told by somebody that works there they have pushed the wrong button on the oil machine and accidentally put out the US. Oh shit! Put out the US Open pattern. Holy crap! That must have been super hard. My arm still hurts. I'm going to take a week off from heavy workouts. Yeah, take a break, man. Shoot. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, Nick, I went bowling at Clayton in Concord, and it was ridiculously hard. And it turns out the lane guy's like, "So how'd you like the sport pattern?" I said, "Oh, that's why that was ridiculously hard." So they had put out a scorpion. We didn't even know. We thought it was just like just put out a bunch of oil or something. I was like, damn, this lane's all screwed up. Ridiculously hard. Broski's bowled a 235 on scorpion, so pretty damn good. That was with the track theorem solid. I won't even mention my scores. I've got a whole new respect for sport patterns. Holy moly. Those pros on TV make it look really easy. Don't they, Bubber?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. There we go, should work. All right, double check the measurements. Five, 16, 10, 4. Gotcha. Steve just got an injection in left shoulder today, a possible torn rotator cuff again, third time. Damn, dude. Waiting on MRI. All right, is that your bowling shoulder? Or are you a lefty? Brad, have you ever drilled a hole in the wrong spot to start with and just said, screw it, it'll be okay? I did. You want to know which one it was, Brad? Oh, this is embarrassing. Of all my balls, right? Here, you ready for this story? Hold on. I'll keep it quick. So the EXJ Jackal ball. Okay. I'm drilling that up, right? And I marked the half span. Well, I marked it halfway across for some weird reason. I went across. I drilled the fingers, right? And then I go to drill the thumb. And where do you think I drilled the thumb? I drilled it on the half span. And I didn't realize it until I bring the ball out. And I'm like, what the hell did I just do? So, yeah, I drilled a thumb right here. My span was like, my thumb was just ridiculous. So what I did is I had the broski. I wasn't plugging balls at the time. I had the broski. I was pissed because it was my EXJ Jackal, my limited edition one. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Of all balls, it had to be that one. I had the broski plug the holes on the finger, and I left the thumb, and I just did a weaker layout. I did a pin. It was pretty much like a pin in ring finger layout. Do I have that on here? Yeah. So my layout came out to be 80 by 3 7/8 by 70. Okay. It's a very weak layout. So it pretty much put the pin in the ring finger, which I have balls. My track theorem hybrid is a pin and ring finger. And I absolutely love that layout, right? That layout was 40 by 3 3/4 by 65. That's what that one is. That put the pin in ring finger too. So it worked out pretty good. The ball still shapes pretty well. I just sand the crap out of it, right? But yeah, it's like you look at this brand new EXJ Jackal and it's got finger plugs. I'm just like, oh, don't look at that part. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah. Brad, let's see. Too funny. My PSO put the pitch of my thumb wrong on my EXJ Jackal. Oh man, what's up with the EXJ Jackals? I had to plug it and re-drill it. Oh my God, that's funny. It was the same damn ball. Holy crap. Brad said that. Yeah. Golly. It must be some kind of curse with that ball, maybe. At the tournament, there was like 2 people on our lane that were bowling with the EXJ Jackal. There was quite a bit of people rolling that ball. It's okay for me. I mean, do I wish I would have held off from buying it? Yeah, probably. I wish I would have got the Jackal Onyx instead. But it's all right, whatever. Yep, don't know till you try. And then it was just like, well, hell, I don't have this layout before. What the hell is this going to do with my ball reaction? Like, so I just used it as like an experiment, kind of. Okay, do that. 1 1/4. Okay. All right, 1.5 bit, 1.5 inch bit. And we've got 1/8 table left. All right, and 1/4 table back. Now, a couple of you are like, how come you don't have DRO, a digital readout yet on this thing? And for what I'm doing right now, I don't need it. I have bought one, and I'm going to get it later this week. Nick, if you missed that, I bought a DRO. It should be coming by the end of the week, so I'll be installing that on this. But for what I do, I've got the adhesive tape, I've got the arrows, and all my measurements come out, all my pitches come out perfect, right? But when I do start drilling the ovals in the thumb, I'm going to need that. It's going to make life a lot easier for me. And that's my next journey on the DIY stuff is drilling ovals. You're going to learn how to drill ovals with me. I'm going to probably mess up quite a bit, but that's my goal, is to teach you guys and kind of, as I learn, you learn, hopefully. And maybe you'll teach me something on ovals, because I hear ovals can be a very difficult thing to do. It's one of the most difficult things to do in the drilling process. So we shall see. Let's bring this down. All right, let's get this puppy lined up. Brad says, I have two extra, damn, I have two extra EXJ Jackals, one 14 and one 15. Nice, I throw a 14, sweet. Nick says, congrats on the purchase. JR Raymond has an excellent video about doing ovals you should check out. Awesome. Yeah, he's got a couple really cool videos about doing pro shop stuff. I learned that he filmed a long time ago, years ago, that are very invaluable. I got to check that one out. I haven't really dived into doing ovals yet, so I haven't watched those videos, but I should probably start doing that pretty soon, because I definitely want to do that. All right. All right, double check my measurements. 1/8 table left and 1/4 table back. Got it. Okay, right on the line. Sweet. Oh, I love how smooth this mill press is. Friggin' awesome. Just so smooth. Damn, short handles are hard to get used to. Okay, we'll stop there. I did another very expensive purchase too, Nick. If you watched, go and rewatch the beginning of the video about a Bill Taylor swivel. Oh, just type in Google Bill Taylor swivel. Let's see the price of that sucker. Whoa, that one made a mess. Holy moly. There we go. There's something about the smell of when you drill bowling balls. It's very intoxicating. I don't know if it's the petroleum product or whatnot, but damn, it smells good. I want to think about, I was also thinking about getting a, some kind of trap that I can kind of put around here, like almost like a cone that I can attach to the top plate where all the debris, when it comes out of the ball, it just easily vacuumed up. I haven't seen anything like that they sell, but I may come up with something. Maybe like the cone of shame for the dog, just put it on here. Yeah, toxic, exactly. I should probably open up some doors, huh? And windows. Very toxic chemicals. You think so? Killing some brain cells? Maybe that's where my memory's going, huh? All these drilling bowling balls. Losing my mind. All right, one Wicked Collision. Drilled up. You want to see what I bought, Nick? Check this out. Bill Taylor Swivel. Bad boy. They took my money and ran when I bought this thing. So it does spans and all that. So and then it has the oval. It's called a swivel. So you put your finger in there and figure out what angle your thumb is at to do ovals, I guess. I gotta read the directions, see exactly how it works, but that's the gist of it. So just another purchase for the pro shop, something that I need. The only thing I really need from here on out are drill bits. So I pretty much have everything that I need. The light. It was hot today. It was 96 degrees out here. It was been relatively cool, like in the 70s and 80s. And we got a heat wave coming in this week. It's putting it around mid 90s. So a little warm. All right, check my span here. All right, 4 1/4. 4 1/4, perfect. I went down a little bit lower than that because I kind of messed up on the measurement, so I just compensated. All right, use my pitch gauges here. Nick, what was, okay, Steve, no, that's called Alzheimer's, yeah. Yeah, it runs in the family. I definitely probably going to get it, but oh well. I try my best not to get it. Alzheimer's.
No, don't say
Yeah, well, it runs in the family. It's just genetic.
no.
It's all just about getting old.
A lot of that shit too is like diet and
Yeah, I know. All right, so we've got a bridge, 0.27. Perfect. No, that's called as a Nick. What did you pay? $275. Go a little higher. Steve Suter, directions. We don't need no stupid directions. Yeah, exactly. My wife is hiking Art Redwoods National Forest this week. Nice. I think you meant at Redwoods. That's cool. Yeah, we got all sorts of beautiful redwoods right around our house. We got the Muir Woods within 40 minutes from my house. Stunning. The way they do it, when you buy a ticket for entry, is they book up the parking spots. So there's only a select amount of parking spots at Muir Woods. And when those are all, and you've got a 2-hour window to park there. So you have to like reserve your time when you're going there. But it's really cool. If you ever get a chance to come out to the Bay Area, definitely do. Definitely check out Muir Woods. Wee over her head. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alzheimer's.
What's
Alzheimer's. It's just another way of saying Alzheimer's, I guess. All right. Sorry, we're going on 2 hour 15. I'll try to finish this up here. Like I said, when I did speech class in college, my professor's in the back of the room going, "You're over your time limit." And every time I went, I think it was like 30 seconds over, I got docked down a grade. I got like B's and C's not because I didn't do good, because I went over my damn time limit. He's all, "You need to learn time management." I'm like, yeah, sorry, man.
It's funny because most people wait to get through it.
Yeah, once I get talking, there's no shutting me up. You know that. Okay, we got a quarter. Perfect. That's why I got this YouTube channel. There's people out there that want to listen to me. See that? I appreciate it. All right. Okay, 5/16. Booyah. This thing is on the money every single time. 5/16, yeah. Look at that. Love it. All right, what's this one? 3/8. Damn, 3/8. Look at that. Holy moly. And 5/16. Look at that. 5/16. Perfect. This mill press is accurate AF. Hell yeah. Let's see. Steve says she started in Washington and going down the coast. Best 2-week vacation ever. Oh, shoot. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. No, I feel you. Yeah, if you ever go, get out here, man. Check it out. It's cool. The Redwoods, if you ever watch Star Wars Return of the Jedi, that's where they filmed it at. Whenever we drive out to the coast, we go up by like Guerneville, Guerneville, a little hippie town in the middle of the woods out there. It's where they filmed the Ewok. I think the Ewok scene, and then the land speeders, the stormtroopers and the land speeders through the forest. It's all through there. It's pretty cool. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta check the numbers here. So look at this. The dang fingers on this. This is how tight the tolerances are. 0.937, 0.941, 0.149, 1.48. Hell yeah. Dude, those tolerances are sweet. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, dokish. Let's get the beveler out here. I got if you have a bevel sander, make sure that you got a new sanding pad, because if you saw last week's video, I didn't bother changing that, and it didn't do a damn thing. So they probably last for a few balls. They wear out pretty quick. That's it. Dang, perfect bevel job. That looks awesome. So clean. Get my glue out here. I got a new bottle, but I'm gonna try to use this one. Finish this one up. Oh, this caps has seen better days here. Ah. Damn scribe doesn't want to stay on there. There we go. Anybody buying the new Brunswick balls coming out this week? I think this Thursday. I think what I'm going to do is buy a surprise ball on Thursday when the new releases come out. I didn't get the new release last time they came out, but you never know. Oh, wrong way. Take my chances. I'm really curious. I think if I get another ball, I'm on mystery ball like 6 or 7. And I'm curious to see what they're going to give me. You know, it was cool out in when I did that tournament at the Delta Bowl at Antioch. I had somebody come up, one of the bowlers come up to me, "How'd you do?" I said, "I did shitty." He's like, "Yeah, I recognize you from your videos." I was like, "That's cool." It's pretty cool to get recognized in the local area for my videos. So I think your name was Doug. If you're watching, appreciate it, Doug. You made my day, my friend. All right. Let's see. Hell no, but the bubblegum vibe looks good. I didn't do good with the Arctic vibe. When I asked my PSO which vibe was the best, every time I asked him about the vibe, he's like, yeah, don't bother. But he says out of all the ones that are out, he said the ocean vibe was the best in his opinion. There's a reason why they're still selling the ocean vibe. So it's a good seller. He also has a very high rev rate, so that bubblegum vibe is ridiculously bright. Like I said, I drove Delos, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I can roll that thing. It's blinding. They hyped the hell out of that ball, too. And do you hear anything about it anymore? Nope. Kind of went crickets, didn't it? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's see. This is really tight here. All right, so as I bring this up, the glue is pushing its way outward. Brad, who does the mystery balls? There's two companies that do mystery balls. Bowler's Mart does the mystery balls. With Bowler's Mart, you can choose, I believe you still can, choose the brand of mystery ball you want. I believe it's $150 though. So you can do Motive, Storm, Brunswick for $150. I don't think they're $100. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Bowling World is $99 a ball. When you get a whole bunch of points, when you sign up for an account, you get all these points, and your first bowling ball will be like $89. But it's all Brunswick brand balls. It's all the B7 balls. So they'll give you DV8, Radical, Brunswick, Hammer, Columbia 300, Ebonite, and I think I went through them all. Steve, that's funny but cruel. Steve, I got a Radical Outer Limits as a mystery ball. Yeah, that's a pretty good ball. You said, didn't you say you got a 300 with that? Nick, someone I know just won a NEBA singles title with the bubblegum vibe yesterday. Damn. 39 feet, 26 mil. Holy crap. Damn. I'm tempted to get that ball. But the only thing I really have to compare it is the Arctic, and I did not like that one. So they got to do a better job. I mean, I don't know. I got so many damn balls, man. That's freaking ridiculous. Hold on. Get this over here. Bubblegum Vibe has quite, Steve says, Bubblegum Vibe has quite a few honor scores on the B7 website. Damn. Steve sure did get a 3 with it. Nice. Hell yeah. I'm always curious of what ball I'm going to get a 300 with. The wife thinks I'm going to get it with some random crap ball that I have. She thought I was going to get it with a Piranha. I still think I might get it with the Piranha Power Core. That ball. I should have brought that to the tournament. I ended up bringing the Identity to the tournament because the Identity is pretty similar. Identity rolls very well, by the way. If you don't have the Identity, that's a good ball. Although I bought 2 of them like a jackass, thinking it was going to be a collector's item. And now I'm just sitting with one brand new in the box. Can't do anything with it. Nobody wants it. Nick, what layout did you put on the Arctic Vibe? Oh, I didn't drill it up. The PSO drilled it up, and I don't remember the number I had. He made it a strong layout because he knew my speed. He always gave me shit for my speed. He's like, you bowl too fast, man. You don't give the ball a chance to do what it needs to do. But I would roll my speed, and it was either too early or too late. That ball was never consistent with me. And then like I would roll it and they would just puke down lane. Yeah, it was kind of like, ugh. Some people like the Arctic Vibe, you know, but okay, fingers in. Maybe I do a little bit more glue. Nah, I better not. That's enough glue in there to hold all that stuff. I know the feeling about too many balls. It starts to get frustrating the night before league day, trying to decide which ones to bring. I told the wife, I was like, I'm only bringing the same 3 balls for league every time, every week. And then I look at all my balls. I'm like, I can't do that. There's no fun in that. Yeah, I was bringing like new balls every single week. And then it's like, I can't remember how this one plays. Oh, crap. Nick, I love my Identity. I love that thing too. If you like your Identity, you should go buy a Piranha Power Core Pearl. I think you'd like that one too. It's a cheaper version. It's a symmetrical, but it still shapes awesome. It looks cool going down lane too. Steve, that would be a good contest. Guess which ball you get a 300 with. I say the Guru Oracle. Damn, okay. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do a short. I'm gonna drill that one. I'm gonna do a short, a YouTube short on that one. I'll pick some cool song. And then D-Lo's got a couple balls I'm gonna be drilling for him. I think he got the Origin and then the Equinox, I believe, when Bowlers Martin had the deal. So I'll be drilling those up this week. I may do shorts on those too. I told everybody that I'm drilling balls for that I give them a choice of what song they want to use. And everybody seems to like it. It's pretty cool. They're having fun picking songs, but some of the songs people pick, I'm like, do you really want to put that on there? It doesn't really match up with the ball drilling. So I kind of like, sometimes I talk them out of it. Like, that's not going to work. And the ones that I didn't think would work have the most amount of views. So go figure. Broski's been doing awesome with the Origin. There's another guy in our league that does awesome. He almost got a 300 with the Origin. I know James with X in the Pit loves the Origin. So I don't know. I just don't like the way, I mean, it kind of looks like this ball, as a matter of fact. I don't really like the look of it. It's just kind of like meh. But, you know, can't judge a book by its cover. All right, let's test fit this bad boy here. All right, popsicle stick. Oh, shit. Way too much. Holy shit. Way too much. No, not at the bottom. So I put a little bit too much glue in there. That's okay. You want to be fast with this stuff. Try to scrape it out of the bottom. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. All right, here we go. One and done here. All right. Sit and let that dry. By the way, I went on Buddies and all their 16 pounds are sold out. So people were buying the 16 pounders. Pretty interesting. The other 16 pound I had in my island was a Scorpion Strike. And I decided on this one and the Crusher instead. I almost got 3. I'm like, I'm just going to get 2 for now. And it was between the Scorpion Strike and the Crusher, I think. I chose the Crusher. I'm not really a big fan of the Crusher the way it's performing for me right now. So I may kind of stop with the 16s. I don't know. I may not go crazy like I would. Like I may just stop at 6. Have a 6-ball arsenal for 16 pound. Because I do like my 15s. But D-Lo is going to give me a 14-pound Crusher, so I'm going to do a video and see how I roll with the 14s. That should be very interesting. Steve, I gave my son the bubblegum vibe. Slow rev rate and slow speed works good for him. Okay, shoot. Nice. Maybe I'll have to pick that up. Steve says, I saw my PSO throw the new Hyperdrive. Oh, the Hyperdrive Pearl. All I can say is I want it. Just plain nasty. Sweet. That may be similar to the Hater Pearl. Like when I asked my PSO about the Hater Pearl, he's like, dude, that ball is really good. So it's probably like, I bet they're neck and neck. Nick, I'm not a fan of the glue that comes with the Jopo kit. They come with glue? I didn't even know they came with glue with a kit. I just get the cheap stuff. It works good for me. I know the Jopo glue is ridiculously expensive. Like I said, I buy this big old thing off Amazon for $12, 2 ounces for $12. Never had a Jopo come out on me yet. Let's see. Brad, the new Hyperdrive Pearl looks like a very cool ball. Pretty. Yeah, it does. The Hyperdrive, that RST Hyperdrive, the original one, looks awesome too. It looks like a big old pile of, like a big old ball of Play-Doh. Steve, when I say it's sick, it is. Rotogrip is killing it with their releases this year. Yeah, they are. Like I said, my only Rotogrip is the damn Rockstar, and that ball's pretty good. I mean, I wish I would have done a 4-inch pin to pat, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, the Rotogrip RST, the Broski's got the RST Hyperdrive. What's another good one that came out? Okay. All right, do a little quick cut real quick here. Whoop, I gotta zero this puppy out, don't I? What was I thinking? I almost messed up. All right. Take your time, kiddos. Do it right. Okay, 0. And 0. Perfect. I'll do a test fit here just to make sure. Booyah. 0-0 is true. All right, here we go. Last part. Almost done. All right, that's it. Whoop. Nick, I put the name of the CNC milling machine that my machinists use on a comment in the last live stream. I don't know if you saw that. Passa something. I forgot the name of it. All right. Let's see. Steve. Okay. Nick, I use Loctite gel glue from Walmart. Now it works pretty good. The Loctite. Okay, it works amazing for finger grips and slugs also. Nice. Probably pretty cheap too. Brad Stanton. Gremlin. Awesome. Nick says Ion Max. Perfect. Steve, Gremlin is more. Oh yeah, so Gremlin. Yeah, the Gremlin's another good. That's another good one that's been hyped up too for Rotogrip. Love the Ion Max. Love my Ion Max. I almost brought that to the tournament as well. I got so many balls, I don't know which ones. I just kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo for the tournaments. Steve, Gremlin is more hockey stick hook. RST Hyperdrive is smoother shape. Nice. It's Brad, I throw my Gremlin and follow it with a Typhoon. Nice. Hell yeah. I'm looking for a 1-2 punch. I mean, I'm not in any rush to get another Rotogrip ball. More reason I got it because that $89 deal. But the Ultimate Wrecker is definitely on my radar. Or I'm going to go roll this tonight and see what we can do with it. And damn, last time I went on Monday, it was day 1 of their league, and they didn't finish until like 10 o'clock at night. It's like, Jesus, man. We had the first day of league on last Wednesday, and yeah, I didn't put up a good showing. Because our league, they bring your averages from last season onto this one. It doesn't restart over again. And let me know if your league starts over again, or they just forward your averages to the new season. So I can't sandbag. My average is 193. I was hoping I'd get a little bit lower, but no, it's not going to get lower. Even if I botch a few games, it stays there because I've got so many games with that average. But we got a new bowler on our team, and he doesn't have a league. He doesn't have an average yet, so he's gonna help our team out in our good handicap league here. All right, cool deal. So we got this. We're going to test the Jopo out. Bamos. Jopo fits good. Boom. Wicked Collision. 16 pound. We'll see what this one does. Watch this one be my 300 ball. That would be funny. Okay, Nick, I just drilled an Ion Max in phase 2 for my uncle-in-law. That's a good 1-2 punch right there, man. Hell yeah. I got to bring my phase 2 out again. I got to roll that one again. I want to do a video maybe of the Rockstar versus the phase 2, but they're both different layouts. So I don't really know if I can get away with doing that because I think they're going to react a little bit differently. My phase 2 is a 65 by 4 by 0. Yeah, 65 by 4 by 0. There's no VAL. It's a 0 VAL. And it performed great. So that was what the PSO gave me. And when I measured that, it was like I said, my archetype hybrid, same way. I'm like, did you mean to do 0? Oh yeah, that's what we do. He knows a bunch of stuff that I don't know. It's like all these secrets, like trade secrets. We've been doing that with a lot of people too that he drills balls for, like experiments with just crazy layouts. And some of them seem to work. It's like, damn, dude, you're onto something. I learned when I was taking out some inserts on some of my balls that he drilled, I'm like, huh, the ring finger is 3 inches deep versus the middle finger is only 2 inches. Like, that must have been on purpose. So I asked him, I said, hey, what's up with the 3-inch deep ring hole or ring finger? And he's like, when you drill, he did it on a couple sims too, like my track. I think my track stealth was that way. The Ion Max is that way. It wasn't just a sim or sim. He did it on a couple balls. So he says, if you drill the ring finger 3 inches deep, it increases the diff. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And he did. I mean, those balls that he did that 3-inch with were strong, like ridiculously strong. So he may be onto something. You know, I mean, it was exactly 3 inches. It wasn't like a mistake that he did. It was like, it was purposeful. Okay, let's get some sanding paper here. Kind of smooth that top of the Jopo out here. There we go. Perfect. All right. Sorry, guys. I went a little bit longer than I do. I always say I'm going to be short, and then I ended up jibber jabbering. So apologies, but thanks for hanging around, everybody. I truly appreciate your support. And if you missed it in the beginning, I sold the last of my version 2 jigs this morning. I sent the last one out this morning. So thank you. for your purchase if you're watching my channel right now. He's a local guy up by Sacramento. And so version 3 are in the works. They are currently being made right now. So hopefully in the next couple of days or by the end of the week, version 3 will be in and ready to go. And I had the machinist make 20 of them. I'm not messing around. I'm just paying a lot of money up front to get, I was usually doing 10 jig batches at a time, just for, I didn't have all that money up front. And I said, let's do 20 this time, just because demand is really good. Well, like I said, if you guys have my jig, version 2, or even version 1, and you watch my videos and you're watching this, well, first of all, I thank you for watching all the way through to this. Appreciate that. Sometimes on the softer balls, and I find this is a lot on the B7 balls, the top plate, when you clamp down, it leaves a little tiny thin line where the top, it's only on a little part of the ball. A little tiny thin line. And you can either wipe it away. If you take alcohol and just rub it a little bit, it comes right off. Or it'll come off pretty much after game 1 once you roll it down the lane. So if you see that on your ball, it'll go, oh my God, it's scratching my ball. It's not scratching it. It's just a fine little, it's like a fine line caused by the top plate. And it's completely gone. So you can't even see it anymore. And like I said, once you roll game 1, it all goes away. So we designed the jig to be non-damaging to the bowling balls. That was one of my main concerns when we designed it. So there we go. So we got Wicked Collision. Anybody out there have a Wicked Collision? Let me know if you like it. Like I said, discontinued 16-pound. I got it for $70. I will continue to get discontinued balls, although I may be done with the 16s unless I see another killer deal for 60 or $70, and I may get it, but I think I'll stick to the 15s for now. Okay, Steve Suter, don't fall asleep on the Crown Victory. Yeah, that's a good ball. Yeah, I bring that out every now and then. That's a really good ball. I like mine. Ultimate Record is game 3 ball. Yeah, I definitely would do that for game 3. It's a very cheap ball. I don't know if that's a good seller right now. I have a feeling the Ultimate Record is going to be discontinued probably within the next 6 months or so. I see these cheaper balls that are kind of being slept on. Won't really last that long. Brad, I wish I would have gotten in on the $89 Rockstar deal. Missed it. Yeah. I was very surprised, to be honest with you, how Bowler's Mart, of all places, was the one that had the deal on that. It's like, holy crap. Like, they were, usually it's Buddies. Buddies is usually the lowest price anywhere you look. And to see Bowler's Mart, of all places, like the highest. But yeah, that was a good deal. It only lasted like 3 hours. If you got in on the window, you were good. And from, I think somebody else on my channel said they're all sold out everywhere. So the 15s are done for a while. I was almost thinking too, because they were cheap. I'm like, did they mess up on a huge batch of these balls or something at the factory? Did they mess up, and instead of recalling them all, they just like sold them for dirt cheap? I'm very curious of why they decided to sell them for so cheap, because that's a Rockstar, I think, is a good selling ball. So yeah, and even the Equinox and the Ion Max, either they had a buttload of overstock and they were just trying to clean house, or there was something. No, they couldn't be messed up. They couldn't. I mean, because the ball rolls good for me, but whenever they get killer deals like that and the ball's still in operation, or you know, the current sales lineup, I'm always like, okay, so what's wrong with the ball? I'm always skeptical. I'm just always skeptical with shit. Let's see. Nick, my league locks in average from last season for the first 3 weeks, and they have a drop 10 rule. What's a drop 10? I don't think I've heard that rule. Yeah. I think what they normally did is they made a whole bunch of new changes for our league this year. And I guess everybody was all pissed off and everything. They were just all complaining. I wasn't at the first meeting, but I heard the meeting was a shit show. So I went to the first day of league. One of our other guys on our team went to the meeting, said it was an absolute shit show, and everybody was bitching and complaining because they tried to change things. And you got these bowlers that score really high that don't want the new people that are just learning how to bowl to beat them. It's like, well, you are on a handicap league. That's how handicaps work. If you don't like handicap, go to your scratch league. That's what scratch is all about. Like, we came in third place last year for our league, and it was our first league ever. And we have bowlers on our team with 112 handicap. It's like they're barely getting over 100, but we're beating teams that are getting consistent 240s, 250s on their score because their handicap is like 10 or 11 or whatever, super low. And so those people get really low and they get all pissed off. They shouldn't be beating us. Well, like I said, go join a scratch team if you don't like it. So we've got some new bowlers on our team, and they're brand new, and their handicap is going to be super high. I mean, he bowls 100, 120 average a game. So we're going to have a lot of help helping us. Like I said, we got third place last season. And we got it wasn't a lot of money. It was like $250, $280 a pop, between all four of us, but still cool to get money back at the end of the season. Let's see, our league. Brad, our league takes your highest USBC from the past year, and that sets your handicap. Then they adjust after 9 games. Okay. Brad, USBC average. Gotcha. Randall, Rad. What's up, Randall? Hi, what speed is your press set at? My mill press is set at 370 to 400. I don't have it set any higher. My drill press that I had set to 440. So I've got this set to, it's like between 370 and 400. And I can adjust it with this little leaf spring here. I don't know if you can see that there. So leaf screw, you loosen that and you can pull the motor in and out, and that adjusts your speed. It kind of adjusts the tension on the top belt and adjusts your speed from 370 to 400. I got it all the way back. I believe all the way back is set to 400. So 400 to answer your question. You don't need any faster than that. You can go slower if you want. Like I said in previous videos, you can go slower. It just, you have to press down slower with the press. And just go a little bit slower when you go down. Yeah. If you go more than 500, you're gonna just wear out your drill bits faster. That's all that is. When you go faster, it cuts the same, but you're just gonna wear out your bits faster. Nick, it probably wasn't selling well compared to the Phase 2. Yeah, you probably are. I mean, when they first had the intro ad for the Rockstar, it was that promotional video was laughable. I'm like, what the hell are they? What the hell is this video? Like, this ball's a joke. And then people started rolling it. And they're like, damn, this is the next Phase 2. So I personally like it. I mean, it's a decent ball. So, I think I'll keep it in my lineup. I may go roll it again tonight. We'll see. Nick, if it's a set amount of weeks 7 through 9 where you can't be lower than 10 pins under from last year. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, damn. That is crazy. Yeah, they don't let you sandbag. Okay, cool. So I think that covers it, guys. Once again, I went way over, just under 3 hours. I apologize. Thanks for sticking around if you stuck around. I know, Steve, you were here since the very beginning. Brad, you were here for a long time. Appreciate it, brothers. Appreciate it. Much love. Like I said, I'm going to try to get to 1,000 by the end of the month. I don't think it's going to happen, but I was wishful thinking. I may pop out a couple more videos and maybe do some funky videos and maybe get other people's attention. But I think I did most I can for ball repair. We'll maybe do something else with the ball repair. I may do comparison videos. Maybe phase 2 versus Rockstar or something. I'll think of something. But we'll continue to do bowling ball videos. And I'll continue to do shorts, and I'll continue to entertain you guys with my witty ways. Anyway, I'm going to call it. It's 5 to 8 here in California. It's probably late where you guys are at because most of you guys are on East Coast. So I appreciate you watching me. And thanks for following my stream. Any questions I can answer before I head out, feel free to put them in the comments. Otherwise, I'm out of here. I will end the stream in about a minute if I don't see any comments on there. And I'm going to drill up the Guru on a short. So if you're wondering when I'm going to drill the Guru up, watch out for a short. I may drill it up. I may drill that up tomorrow or sometime later this week too. All right, man. Peace, Nick. See you guys later. Until the next stream. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.